Hey folks, so I just finished watching a little video over on Instagram by from Marianne Williamson, and she was the former presidential candidate, and she's the one everybody kind of made fun of her because they said that she was gonna have crystals as part of her healthcare program, which I don't know where that came from, but I think that was just like a Saturday Night Live bit that kind of got taken out of context or out of control. But I've been following Marianne Williamson for a long, long time, and I've also been a student of the Course in Miracles, like she is. I've been studying the Course in Miracles for, I don't know, 12 years or so now. Um, but on her Instagram feed, she had like a call for us to think about what the new future is going to look like, once we get through this pandemic and once we, things get, back on track, and we're going to have a chance to change things. And I just want to kind of ride on her coattails for a minute and say that, now's the time, now's our chance to rebuild the world, rebuild the economy in the way that we want it to be, we have an opportunity to do that, and we would be foolish to miss this opportunity. I think, based on the things that I've been seeing and on social media, and that there's a huge, untapped, just an ocean of creativity and goodness and kindness and love and compassion out there. And we have to be able to tap into that. We have to be able to use that as we're moving forward. I'll also say that this coming election cycle, if we re-elect any of the people who are in Washington, D.C. right now, then we're just wrong. They all have to go. They all have to go. And I don't mean that, what do I mean by that? Here's what my concern is that the system has become so completely corrupt. It's not trustworthy, and it's not looking out for our best interests as the people. Abraham Lincoln said that in the Gettysburg Address. Expressed his desire and his vision that a government of the people, by the people, and for the people would never perish from the earth, and it's perishing from the earth right now, particularly in this country, and we have to change that. And here's the risk. Here's my real concern in all this. Is right now they're starting to see looting in Italy, and as this pandemic gets worse, particularly because the Trump administration did a horrible, horrible job of managing this from the get-go. We're going to have a lot of people, we have a lot of people right now who are literally living hand to mouth, they were already poor, they were already broke. And the U.S. government just basically said, let them eat cake, And it wasn't long after that, in the French Revolution, that heads started rolling in the streets, and a lot of blood was spilled. And that's what they just told us. Let them eat cake, And that's a dangerous thing, And what I don't want to see is violence in the streets. And I'm concerned that the politicians and the folks in government who make the rules don't understand what they're doing. They don't understand that they're pushing the American people to their absolute limits. And when people get pushed to their absolute limits, just look throughout history, You know, we may think that we're like a nice civil society and that we've got, you know, rules and boundaries and all this other kind of stuff, but we're still humans. You know, we're still primates. If you push us far enough, shit's gonna get real. And I don't want that. I seriously don't want that. Because what comes from the other on the other side of that, it gets uglier and uglier, you know? And revolutions like that get way worse before they ever get better. If they ever get better. So what I need you folks to do is get out and vote, get out and be active, educate yourself, use this time to meditate, to think, you know. I put together a mandatory reading list on my website. I went a little bit of a rant on TikTok the other day, and because I keep hearing people on TikTok who are complaining about the situation and they don't know what to do and they've lost their jobs and they're, you know, concerned and they're scared, and that's fine. And that's probably exactly where you should be right now. But you can't get stuck in that. You know, you can't get stuck in the anxiety, right? One of the things that you'll learn if you start to study Joe Dispenza is that an emotion becomes, you know, if you stay in that emotion, it becomes a mood. And if you stay in that mood, then it becomes a personality trait, you know? And that's where anxiety comes from, anxiety disorders and stuff. Because people, you know, they have an anxiety emotion and they just stay with it. And then next thing you know, it's been, you know, 20 or 30 years and they've just always lived in anxiety. You know, they live in that amped up state all the time and they can never get out of it. And the best cure for anxiety is action. You know, come up with a plan, write stuff down, think about what you're gonna do and act on it. So, take a look at the reading list and start reading it, you know. If you get a chance, if you can, if you have any resources, go to Jordan Peterson's website and check out the self-authoring program. You know, take a look at that. Because, I mean, you've got nothing to lose by thinking about what you want your future to be, you know. And I'm going to start a blog today with the definite steps that you can take, that you should start taking on a daily basis to change the way you think about things, to reduce the anxiety, to, you know, think about your responsibilities as a citizen, to, you know, just, there's so many different things to think about, and I'm gonna break them down in a clear, logical way to think about them, you know, so you can take definite steps to turn things around for yourself, you know. But we have to come together. You know, this is our time to do this. You know, it's time to put partisanship aside. It's time to put our egos aside. It's time to love our neighbors as ourselves. You know, which means that you have to start by loving yourself. You know, and when you love yourself, you educate yourself and you train yourself, and you I think the most important thing is to realize that you have to treat your body and your mind and your life like you would, like I don't know, like if you went out and bought like a really, really expensive sheepdog, like you got a military grade, what do they call them, like the Belgian Shepherds, or you know what I'm talking about? If you get one of those, if you have a dog like that that's that intelligent and you don't train it well, it'll destroy your life. And your body and your mind are even more intelligent, and if you don't train it well, it'll destroy your life. So you have to start thinking about yourself like that. You just have to start loving yourself like that. And you have to start honoring yourself like that. And the outcropping of that, the result of that is a life that starts to improve. You know, just like if you have that dog and you train it and you train it with love and compassion and understanding and discipline, then it'll do fantastic things for you. And your body and your mind are the same. It's the same principle, you know. Anyway, check out my website. I'm at SeanMurdochTalks.com. That's SeanMurdockTalks.com. I got the Boring Dad Lectures series of podcasts on there. Got the Off the Deep End. I don't think the Off the Deep End is all that appropriate right now, but there's some good stuff in the Boring Dad Lectures. But if nothing else, today, you know, before you do anything else today, go to the website, go to the mandatory reading list, and just start at the top, you know. And if you've read some of the books before, read them again. You know, get this kind of stuff into your head. I cannot stress enough how important this is. And not just for our own lives, but so that we can rebuild society, you know, so we can start being accountable, you know, and build the society that we want and get these ass clowns out of Washington, you know. If any of these clowns get reelected, I don't know, it's not going to be good. But we can do this. We're better than this. We're better than this. You're better than this. You know? Anyway, love you much. Talk to you guys later.